Welcome or welcome back to my channel. This is part 2 of taking self inventory. We're just going to be sitting with ourselves, having a meeting with ourselves, just sitting with those feelings, sitting with those decisions and those actions that we've been taking and those thoughts. And I I'm offering you prompts from Napoleon Hill's wisdom in Think and Grow Rich. And if you haven't watched part 1, I highly recommend it. But let me just to catch you up to speed. It's self-analysis questionnaire for personal inventory. So yeah, if you haven't watched part 1, because that's where I've discussed most of the points and I'm just finishing up on this one. I will link the video on the description below so that you can go have a look at that and then come back to this one. So let's get right into it. Number 21 is where we were at. 21 is, how may I rebudget my time and change my habits so I will be more efficient during the coming year? I feel like when we think about rebudgeting, the first thing that comes to mind, or just budgeting as a whole, like we've been wired to think about finances, but if we think about it, something that like stems at us not doing what we love is like the feeling of lack of time. But if we take a good look of how we spend our days and we're really honest with ourselves, we find that we maybe have overindulged in some things and that we can just rebudget this time to fit us, just to fit what we want to have gotten done during the day, and just find what works for us and just make sure like we don't feel like we don't have enough time, because everyone on earth has only 24 hours. Nobody has more than 24 hours. 22 is, have I been guilty of any conduct which was not approved by my conscience? Have you consented to doing something that really didn't sit well by you? Have you, maybe by peer pressure or maybe by listening to opinions, or just maybe you even talked yourself into thinking that this is right for you, but but it really didn't sit right with you deep down inside. So this is something that we should really just have a look at and just go through before we go into 2026. And number 23, in what ways have I rendered more service and better service than I was paid to render? What did you do that went beyond the paycheck, basically? I feel like this is the story of my life, but isn't it the story of like all Kenyans? But really, you need to just evaluate that, you know? Number 24 is, have I been unfair to anyone? And if so, in what way? Daughter! My daughter is playing. You know my daughter, guys. Anyways, number what? 24. Have I been unfair to anyone? And if so, in what way? So our character really says a lot about ourselves, and like what we give out to the universe is what we get back. I'm not saying that this is the only reason we should evaluate how we treat others and why we should strive to treat others in a better way, but we should really do that. So you should like really analyze, like, is there a circumstance or an instance where you treat someone unfairly, and if so, what way? Just get into the specifics. Number 25 is, if I had been the purchaser of my own services for the year, would I have been satisfied with my purchase? Reverse the roles, honey. If you are your client, if you are your own consumer, would you be happy with what you've been giving out? Be honest about it, because this is where we get to actually see if we can do better with what we've been doing, right? So number 26 is, am I in the right vocation, and if not, why not? Like, so many of us are in the wrong vocation. So, but the real question is, are you there like at a with no plan to get out of it? Like, is it like, do you feel like you're stuck there and it's your dead end, and that's like what you will be doing forever because society says this is the right plan for you, this is what will give you a stable income, this is like the safe way? Or are you doing it as a bridge to take you to where you actually want to be? Because I believe that you should make your passion like work for you. You should earn money from what you're passionate about, because otherwise you're gonna be a miserable billionaire. Like, if you go into a vocation because it pays well, or because circumstances force you to, and you stay there, like, you're gonna be rich but you're not gonna be fulfilled. So a way to analyze this is, I'm not saying quit your job, I'm just saying like you can use it as a bridge to cross over where you want to go, because we have responsibilities. We can't just walk out of a job. Well, some people have the luxury to do that. If you do, feel free and walk away from the job. But if you don't, do not, okay? Just use it as a bridge to get to where you want to be in life. Number 27, has the purchaser of my services been satisfied with the service I rendered? And if not, why not? Again, this goes to the value that we bring in to the consumers of our services. So like, you really need to be honest with yourself. This is just going to help us improve in the quality that we bring out to people in our services. Number 28, what is my present rating on the fundamental principles of success? Okay, so this, you'll have to read the book to like know what he means here, but what we can use here is just like, what are your, like, in the principles of success, what have you rated? Like, what's your ranking? Like, in your mind, you know what success means to you. So like, what are the boxes that you've ticked? If you like, you can make this rating, give it to a person that's close to you that you trust, and that can be like really honest with you, and then they'll give you feedback on that. But yeah, that's basically it on the self-analysis inventory. I hope this helped you in like preparing to get into 2026 with a clean slate, with just feeling ready and organized. And guys, wrap this up with prayer. Without Jesus, you're just building on sand. Like, do this and wrap it up with prayer and give it all to the Lord. That is my last and final advice to you. And yes, I am about to start. This is not part of the Second Chances series, but I'm supposed to wrap that up. And I'm not still sure, guys, if I'm gonna make that into one episode or two. I'm still trying to figure it out. I also don't want the video to be too long. But yeah, I'll for sure figure it out, and then I'll let you all know, and then I'll just release the video. I'm excited to just wrap that whole season up, and I want to do it before the year end, so that I can start like the new year with new things that I'm also excited for. And yeah, so yeah, that's it for this video. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.